Yes, g'day Tiger fans and welcome to the final Talking Tigers podcast of the 2016 season. Don't worry, we will be back at some stage over the pre-season, but this is the last one for at least a few weeks. It wasn't a great way to end the season in Sydney and it was a tough season overall, but we must and we will push on. There's been plenty happening and we'll talk about it all on today's show. Manfred's going to drop in and talk about the VFL. They had a terrific finish to the season. We're going to predict the winner of the Jack Dyer medal, all your regular segments, a bit of Chief Watch. I'm going to address something that's been going on all year in my rant. Boys, welcome. I need to get something off my chest.
Yes, you do need to own up on something. Yeah. I'm just...
I feel a bit bad about it.
No, it's pretty amusing. But, JB Richo, you're welcome. The song, I'm not sure.
You're not sure, eh?
No, I'm not
sure.
Well,
you post 82, Tony.
Well, I wouldn't know then.
Yeah, tell him who
you
it
know
is.
that.
That's The Living End.
Yes, it is.
What is a living end?
Surely you know what that's all about.
No, I don't.
They're going to perform at the grand final.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
The Living End, great Aussie band.
I'll take your word for it.
Been around
so
for
why
a
with
long
white
time.
noise? What's that?
Oh, because there's a lot of white noise out there at the moment.
Oh,
a lot of rumours and innuendo. And it's only going to get worse in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. So just be careful you don't take all of it on board.
Don't believe everything you hear or see
because,
or read.
Because there's a lot of rubbish. I'm not just talking about Richmond, footy related. Probably because we've got a week off. There's no finals.
No,
people need
true.
something to talk about. If you want to get involved today, hashtag Talking Tigers. Give us a call. We've got one more quiz, one more tea to give away. 9426 4423.
And we've got one more day to go, mate. One more day before the big EJ Whitten Legends game. How are you? Just give us a rundown. How are you going? How's the team? All the preparation? Are you ready to go?
I'm cooked. I'm overcooked with it.
How's the hammy? Are they staying up?
I did go for a run yesterday. I haven't had a kick yet. I'm not going to waste any good ones, Tone. Haven't had a kick. No, but looking forward to it. Might be a bit of fun out there tomorrow night. But there's a few rules for our team.
Yes, okay.
Absolutely no team defence.
Perfect.
We don't believe in team defence.
Yeah.
No tackling. No tackling allowed in the All-Stars team.
Perfect.
U-turns are allowed.
Okay.
You can burn a teammate.
Yeah.
If he's on with your hands, you can burn him. You can U-turn around, kick around your body.
Can you kick backwards?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I thought you might have banned that.
No, you can kick backwards, especially if you're doing a bit of 1-2 with one of your teammates just to rack your numbers up. Of course you can do that.
Righto.
You're allowed to have shots from the boundary line.
Okay.
You don't have to centre the footy.
Yep, you can be as selfish as you like.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Pretty
about.
much like how you played throughout 282 games, really. Not a lot of difference.
No, it should be fun. Newey's going to be
looking forward to seeing it, really. It'll rate its socks off, I reckon.
Newey texted me the other day and he reckons he's coming for me.
Is that right?
Yeah. Before, after the game and during the game. Wow. So Newey reckons.
Well,
anyway,
we'll look out for that.
Have a look tomorrow night.
It'll be huge.
I've got to address, actually, Jess Benson, our listener.
She sent through an email this week, Richo, about... you mentioned on air a few weeks ago about the change room passes.
I went a bit early, and I apologised to Jess, and hopefully if she comes down the fence and says g'day, tomorrow night we can wrangle something, but I couldn't even get a dressing room pass for my brother and his mate. I don't know, some security issues that Eddie had, but we'll try our best tomorrow night,
Bill Lane cracking
Billy
down.
Lane at Eddie had.
Is that right? He's
Tim's
just
brother.
cracking down on
I don't know what's going on, but I couldn't get
security.
one. But I will say good day to Jess tomorrow night and we'll see how we go. But there's more important things than the EJ Whitten game. The All-Australian team's announced
Big night tonight.
Oh, it's a huge night. Can you give us anything? Nothing? You can't give anything away.
No, you two can discuss.
Well, we've got 2 in the squad, we know that.
Well, we'd like to think that the 2 in the squad will be in the final team. We'd like to think certainly that Alex Rance will go make it the hat-trick.
Well, do you think
3 in a row?
Rance's had his best ever year?
Oh, arguably.
Yeah.
I think he probably has.
Yeah,
I think he probably has had his best.
Even close, better than last year.
Well, I think also given the fact the way that the team's performed and against overwhelming odds, I think the ball's been down there a fair bit, and he's had to really, work overtime. So I reckon it's fair to say.
And Dustin would certainly had his best year. So if you look at their positions, you would argue that Rancy wins his position because. Probably Tarrant's had a good year as well, but I would say, to fill the 2 key defensive posts, Rancy would take one.
The problem with selecting these teams is the midfielders. There's a lot of good midfielders that miss out, because it's probably 6 or 7 guys that you'll say are stiff.
Don't expect you to give anything away, but I think it's fair to say, Joe, we will be staggered if Dusty's not in the team.
Well, I'm preparing my night around both of them being in it. So
fair enough.
That just says a lot about what I do on a Thursday night. But
you got to get out of bed, I think, JB.
That's fair.
You deserve a night out, I think.
Yeah.
What about the Jack Dyer Medal, which is next Thursday night?
Again, as we've just spoken, I think clearly a race in two, and a hotly contested race in two, obviously too, between Rancy and Dusty.
I'm going to tip Dusty to win his first Jack
Dyer. I am too. He's been runner-up twice and I think third twice as well. So there, he's had obviously some top finishes there.
Incredibly consistent.
Very, very consistent. Yeah, from even his first season, I think he was top 10 in his first season too. So, I reckon he'll get his first Jack Dyer medal.
And looking at our leaderboard, which we'll get to a bit later for the TT.
I reckon it's
votes.
Far off.
Yeah, Koch is up there a bit, but I reckon in the Jack Dyer medal voting, they put a bit more emphasis on position.
That's true.
So
that's true. Yeah,
I think Rancy will be in for a really good chance. But I think Jack takes it out. Not Jack. Sorry, Dustin takes it out.
Koch will probably be around the top.
Oh, he will.
Griggy had a great year.
He'll poll well, and look, Jack will still poll pretty well too. You'd think,
I think Greg would be top 5.
Yeah, I would expect so. Yeah, definitely. So,
hey, and can we talk to you about football matters?
What do you need to address something because you're the Twitter man, but there's tones.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just wondering whether we can talk to you about football.
Well, of course you can talk to me about football.
Because I've seen on Twitter this week that at Tigerland Tone is wrapped up.
Seriously,
you're done.
Well, it's not me. That's not me that's going on, that's challenging the board, right? That's wants to go on the board.
It's not you.
You know it's not me. It's a parody account. It always has been a parody account.
You've even made the Age newspaper.
Yes, I know that. They're veteran football journalists.
Yeah, now Richmond supporter.
Now Richmond staff member. Well, the last 17 years.
You're a little bit flat. You're referred to as a veteran.
Well, it's true though, isn't it? It is true. No, it is not me. So it's but Tigerland's Tone. Look, we're not obviously getting involved in the politics of it, but he has been an avid TT listener.
Yes.
So we need to acknowledge that.
It isn't you, but he's been a listener, and I think the account's going to be kept there for you to take up if you ever want to take it off.
No, well, as I've said many a time, it'll keep an eye on the weather forecast because when it says that hell will freeze over, that's when I will open a Twitter account.
Okay.
All right?
Will you open a Twitter account if we get our man down Prestia here?
Well, no, because we will get him.
Are you sure we'll get him? I'm trying to trick you into
You're a trickster, you little trickster, you.
Oh, yeah.
No, obviously that's good news that he's nominated Richmond as his preferred destination, club of destination. So, and I'm pretty confident. You'd like to think that we can get the deal done. Nothing's a given in trade week. He will certainly. You've mentioned this before, Richard. He will certainly be significant help to us.
I don't understand. Look. I think they'll want the first pick, probably, won't they? The Suns. That's what they'll probably ask for initially.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And I've heard some people say, do you give away your first pick? Well, it's not like this guy's 28, 29. He's just turned 23. He's got 84 odd games of development. He's already a leader at the team. He was voted into the leadership group.
You'd like to think he can play at least 150 games, maybe more.
I think if you're going to get that many games out of him, I think it's probably worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. You certainly know what you're getting with him, and he's a very good player, and he'll add significantly to the midfield mix, and it'll take a bit of pressure off Dusty and Koch, definitely, and probably enable them to spend more time forward too, which will be something we probably really lacked this year, was the fact that Dusty didn't spend as much time forward.
Well, he tried to last week against Sydney, but if Prestia can come on board, and something I've seen a bit of is people saying, well, he was pick 9 and we're going to give pick 6 up, but he's been in the system for 3 or 4 years now, and you've had a chance to see him. He's developed.
It's fair to say that he's probably lived up to his pick 9 if he's vice captain of the Suns, isn't he? And he's
and you've got all that development in
him. Yeah. So anyway, time will tell. But,
time will tell.
And obviously we've had a few list changes already.
Yesterday, Chappie's retired and Reece McKenzie retired earlier in the season, but yesterday, unfortunately, this time of year, that the list has to change over.
Yeah,
and
it's never easy.
Adam Marcon and Liam McBean were informed that they won't be receiving contracts for next year, so it's always disappointing, and we wish them all the best.
Yep. And then there was the news also that Ty Vickery's been received an offer from Hawthorn as a restricted.
Is that official though, or is that just
agent?
Speculation?
I think it's in the paper. But and Ben Lennon's management has gone on record saying that they want to assess his options elsewhere. So
a bit going on.
It is a bit going on. And, I mean, yesterday's August 31. Our final list lodgement is until November 30. Yeah. So, I mean, strap yourselves in for a long couple of months.
And there's going to be a lot of noise. That's what, with the living end reference. The
noise.
So, I mean, the changes we made yesterday just a start, you would think.
And you wish all those guys well in whatever they choose to do. Hopefully, if they want to pursue footy and get another opportunity somewhere else. But
is the Chiefs review, is that still going on?
I don't know. I'm not getting involved.
No, I was just wondering if it was still going on.
No. Hey, one thing we've got to address, our boy who's coming in a bit later on, just before we get onto the quiz, Tone, we're getting off that subject. We're not involved in reviews
I'm just
here at TT.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I know. But our boy Manfred, who's coming in to review the VFL, I just saw him out there. I think he might have had a big mad Monday.
Really? He looked a bit seedy.
It's now Thursday.
I know, he doesn't pull up well, Manfred.
No.
Lucky we didn't go Tuesday.
I think he's gearing up for something which you'll touch on later, though, too.
Oh, he's got a week to go.
Oh, yeah.
Picking out his best brown suit. It'll be...
well, I think we better move on. He'll look good, though, I reckon.
A Technicolor suit. Yeah. He'll be better.
He's got some weird fashion taste, Manfred.
Yeah, that jumper, nothing will supersede that.
It's a bit like Uncle Arthur.
On your old Uncle Arthur, how are you going there? Oh, how are you?
Uncle Arthur.
Robert Shaw, Uncle Arthur, really.
What do you got for the quiz?
Anyway, for our last quiz of the year, we don't have a quiz in the off-season.
Have you been sending these out, by the way?
There's one more batch to go. So thank you to everyone
on his plate. Yeah. Really? All right, so the last one for the year. How many times did the club immortal, Kevin Bartlett, win the Jack Dyer medal in a Richmond premiership year? How many times did KB win the Jack Dyer medal in a Richmond premiership year?
There you go.
Good question.
Give us a ring. 9426 4423. Give us a ring, get a TT sent out to you.
So we mentioned before, at Tigerland Tone has wrapped up. You can still get involved with us here using hashtag Talking Tigers, which the Tail has. Wanted to mention the VFL boys have finished off the season so well. Let's hope we can take that momentum into next year. Mick G tweeted us during the week with his partner Ash. They were at the Sydney game and said he was trying to stay in good spirits despite the score.
What, he was in whiskey or rum or what spirits was he in?
Wouldn't mind.
Would have needed it.
But we do have to send a shout out to Mick because he travelled down to Canberra as well. So the people who have done the Canberra-Sydney double...
Good on him.
Mick, I reckon come along to the Jack Dyer medal night and you might get an award. Mick, I reckon. You deserve one.
Geez, you're negative today.
No.
David Millett was also at the game and he said it seemed like at times the Swans had 4 extra players on the field.
What, the umpires?
No, the way they were running through. And
it wasn't a good finish to the year, but the Swans will win the premiership. Don't worry about that.
Will they?
Yeah.
Benny Cashin wanted to bring up a stat that had been superseded during the year.
No, there's no tidbits today, so this could take the place.
This can be the tidbit.
This could be this week's tidbits.
So Benny Cashin's tidbit is that Richo's most out of bounds on the full for a season has been beaten this year.
Oh, come on, Benny.
By Michael Walters.
Oh, really?
Your record was 14 and Michael Walters has had 16 this year.
Yeah, but Michael Walters were all snaps and Richo's were from set shots from the
Is that a fair income stat?
Champion
all
data.
Were from the
I'm
square.
shattered about that. I wanted to keep that one.
His was snaps from 50 metres out. Yours were from the square.
I might put 15 out in the full tomorrow night. Then,
yeah, well, that's
to get
true.
The record,
I reckon there's something you need to work on tomorrow night.
All right.
Something a little bit different.
Okay. Well, Redhead
bring to the game, I reckon.
Right. Redhead's used hashtag Talking Tigers, saying she can't wait to see you out there again tomorrow night, Richo. And finally, Ryan Kirkpatrick says it's been a disappointing year, but he'll be on board next year, renewing his membership, and can't wait to see the youth come through. Well, and I believe you've got a letter too, Richo, but go on, Greenus.
I was just going to say, because it's in your blood, and you can't turn your back on it. No matter how disappointed you are, at the end of the day, it's family.
Oh, look, if you can afford
it's family.
If you can afford it, renew.
You don't turn your back on your family, as frustrated as you get with them.
I just want to send out a big thank you. I've got a letter here from Dylan Foster of Warrnambool. He sent me some footy cards to sign.
Yeah.
And I threw this out there on Twitter, and he put a $20 note in there and said to keep it. I obviously couldn't keep the $20.
No,
because
you wanted more to sign.
No, I was insulted. I thought at least 100.
So I took the 20 and signed it. So
I just wanted to send a cheerio to Dylan Foster, who who sent me that letter. Thanks for the support,
very
Dylan.
Thoughtful.
Very thoughtful man. Hey, we've got Leon from Preston on the line who wants to answer the quiz, Tone.
Yes, Leon. How are you, Leon?
Yeah, good. How are you guys?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good. Now, how many times did Kevin Bartlett win the Jack Dyer medal in a Richmond premiership year?
I would say that's 3.
3 times.
Bang.
Can you name the years?
67.
Yep.
And the back-to-back 73.
Yeah, correct. That's pretty fair achievement, isn't it? Three times. You know, B&F's in premiership years. Massive achievement. Well done, Leon.
Thanks, Leon. Yeah, you listen most weeks, mate?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
Do you listen to us most weeks?
Every week, mate, every week.
Thanks,
Good
brother.
on you, Leon. Well, yeah.
Love the show. And
Excellent.
Hey, mate, send us an email.
Yeah, and listen out for our off-season specials, mate. We'll do a trade special.
Will we?
Oh, I'll just declared it now.
Oh, Leon, I haven't signed a deal yet, mate, so just don't...
Yeah, JB and I and Manfred will be doing a trade special.
I'm sure Rich will be overseas somewhere.
No.
Yes, he will be overseas. Don't worry about that.
I'll phone in.
Yeah, for his 8 months off of the year. You know what it's like.
I'll be in one of those Eastern countries, Eastern European countries.
I might go to Dubrovnik this year.
Yeah, is that where you had you take your shorts off or what?
Shorts off! Hey, send us an email, brother.
I will.
talkingtigers@richmondfc.com.au. Thanks, Leon.
All right, thanks.
Just won a
Good on you,
TTT.
Leon.
Hey,
Best, mate.
we did get a couple of emails through during the week as well. I won't be able to get to all of them, so thanks to Nathan Jones and Phil Burrell for sending them through. Tim Boots sent one through. Wanted to talk about the chief at the Sydney Tigers function. He reckons he went up there, which we'd been promoting for the last couple of weeks. He was really excited. The mood was a bit flat, so to get the boys up, Chief talked about the
His chair.
No, they'd been to a cocktail party that. Well, that would really
get him up.
That would have really got them up.
He didn't take the chair up, did he?
Nah, it was didn't have enough baggage, I don't think, for the weight. But he wanted to get them up, so he told him a story about the cocktail party they'd been to the night before at Point Piper. It fell a little bit flat.
You know why? Because people don't like showboating, and that is great timing.
Get his nose out of the trough.
That is great timing. Can we come back to it?
Yeah.
So, JB, you mentioned the chief was at a cocktail function at Point Piper.
His nose ensconced in the trough.
Most of the Tigs fans don't go to functions at Point Piper.
No.
It's an exclusive sort of event.
Is that where Hawkeye lives in Point Piper, doesn't he?
Hawkeye might have lived there.
Yeah, I think he lives in Point Piper.
But anyway, the next morning after the cocktail function, I won't mention this member of staff because I don't want to incriminate him.
Initials?
But
Him
or her. But him or her may have been running around Sydney Harbour the next morning and spotted the chief walking around the harbour himself, a nice morning walk. But not only was he walking around the harbour, he had his lovely wife Jane with him. They were holding hands. Like, come on, Chief. You're a bit old for that stuff, mate.
No.
You're a bit old to hold hands, aren't you? And then he was spotted doing a selfie with the Sydney Harbour Bridge behind him.
With Jane?
With Jane. So, Chief...
well, that might be the key.
We've mentioned this stuff before on Chief Watch.
The key to a successful marriage, maybe.
No, it probably is. But
maybe that's it.
No, but he's too old for selfies in the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Absolutely.
And I've mentioned that before.
So it was on and then it's on his Twitter feed, was it?
I don't know if he's put it up there.
Maybe it was one for safekeep.
So that's Chief up in Sydney. He had the exclusive cocktail party in Point Piper, but then the next morning was spotted. Not a windy walk on the beach, but a windy walk around the harbour.
Shades of Newey about that, isn't it?
Remember Newey down the beach?
Newey loved it.
But Newey was only young and in love at the time.
It was only 2 years ago.
Brendan's still in love, but he's not that young anymore.
No, he's not that young. No, true.
So that was that.
Good point.
That's great. Oh, the final email came from Reeve in Brisbane, and it was directed for you, Greeners.
Yes.
Just to let you know, you'll be pleased to know that your old mate Danny Dickfoss is alive and kicking.
Danny Dickfoss. I might do an update of the book.
Well, last Friday night in the QA. The Quaffer?
The Quaffer.
The Central Division B Grand Final, Danny led the Zilmere Eagles to a stirring win against the University of Queensland.
Well done, Danny.
They were 22 points down at one point in the second quarter, and he kicked a couple, see them over the line.
Will do that. That's tremendous.
See, I reckon he'd be a bustling full forward now, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently he has a nice, slightly receding grey number 2 all over.
Is that right? He has cult status because of that book,
Absolutely.
You got any copies left?
Yeah, there's a few. Do you want me to sign one for you?
There's a few floating around here.
I'll sign one for you.
Love you to sign one.
All good bookstores.
And I'll sign any others if $20 comes my way, and I'm more than happy to.
Oh boy.
Will we have news off season as well?
I don't have any.
I just want to play the sting.
We'll have to play it off season.
Wow. What do you got? You'd have some Jack Dye Metal news.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, the Jack Dye Metal is on next Thursday. You can still get tickets via richmondfc.com.au/JDM. Or probably, as you mentioned before, Greeners, we might give an award if you just show up on the night.
Who knows?
So,
anything could be possible. You don't know.
Sonny G deserves a medal.
Mickey, yeah.
Yeah, Mickey G.
Yep.
Mickey, Sonny G.
Yep. He's done well, yeah.
That's all the club news.
Oh, no, hang on. Can we get a Kung Fu Panda 3 update?
Well, I'll tell you what, in Sydney last week, I suffered the ultimate insult.
Yes.
Sitting there watching a game, they're doing the Mexican wave during the second quarter.
Oh, no.
That's as bad as it gets.
And they did, and they booed the members again when they wouldn't.
Yeah,
and if you want a movie to watch, don't watch Kung Fu Panda 3. Go and watch Eddie the Eagle. Because we're all a bit flat at the moment.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman, Eddie the Eagle, watched it the other day, and it was a feel-good story.
Okay.
Another report from the SCG, they were singing Sweet Caroline at quarter time.
You know what?
Bizarre.
They get a bit cocky up there.
Yeah, they do.
Sydney.
They do get very cocky. Well, you were up there, JB, and you were cocky. We had to sort of knock you into shape when you
Not
came
on my
down
watch, Sweet Caroline.
I don't think we've got any.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't think we've got any medical room.
The medical room is it's the off season.
Yeah, because our boy,
Me, I believe.
Here he comes. So he's had a glass of water. He looks a bit better. Well, it's time to have a look at the VFL season and the last game of the year against Coburg. And as always, we welcome Brenton Manfred Mann into the studio. And I think I like the way you're working here, Manfred. A little bit of Vance Joy there.
Yes, just tying it in with the AFL entertainment for the grand final this year. And, of course, James Keogh, Vance Joy, a former Coburg player.
Yeah, that's right. He played at Carl. I think he's made the right choice, though.
I think he's made the right choice.
Was he related to Trevor Keogh, who used to play at Carlton?
I'm not too sure.
No, I'm not familiar at all.
Have you heard of Vance Joy?
No.
He had the most. That song, Riptide, was the most played song on American radio.
Is that right? Never heard of it.
Have never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
All right.
It's on ads and all
Is
sorts.
it?
Yeah.
No.
Never heard it. Have you been living on Mars, have you?
I might as well have been.
But, mate, it was a great finish to the year, wasn't it?
It certainly was. We only kicked 4 goals up until half-time, then slammed through 16.
This has been the pattern of that winning streak, the strong finishes.
Certainly has, and equated to a 91-point win. It was a fantastic way to end the season. Of course, Cale Kirby bobbing up again with 4 majors.
Where has Cale Kirby come from?
He's a Swan Hill, and then from Tintinda he's from, which is 16 k's north of Swan Hill.
That's the old Richmond country recruiting zone. I think you'll find that Eric Leach was from Tintinda.
Can we bring the zone back to get Cale?
Well, kind of have got the zone.
I think we're a year too early.
Bit early.
The Tails mentioned on Twitter. Can we get him? But
well, no, you're too late.
Yes. So next year we'd be able to get him as part of the catchment, but he's got to go through the draft.
Unfortunately, his 9 goals won in the last fortnight of the VFL may have bumped him up the few draft boards, I think. Yes. It was a fantastic effort in the second half, led by Ivan Maric in the ruck. He was enormous. Anthony Miles, absolutely fantastic. 13 clearances, 8 centre clearances, and 33 disposals. Wasn't a bad outing for Milesy.
No.
And Reece Conker was good again. 30 touches for him and a goal. And Jason Castagna with 31 touches was also good. But it was just a real good team performance, and it was good in the last half just to. It was good for the players just kind of celebrate the end of the year and get some free-flowing footy and have some fun.
So why aren't we playing finals? I thought you told me last week at Win and we'd play finals. Did he say that or not?
Oh, he might have.
The Northern Blues
didn't
do us a solid.
Wrong information.
I did not give you the...
Win and we're in, you said.
And of course, this man is very selective with his hearing.
He is.
Unfortunately, Essendon beat Northern Blues and then they're playing the finals. They're playing Geelong in the elimination final.
Could we have gone all the way? You might as well say yes, because no one will ever know.
I think we could have. I think we were definite form side of the competition, and if we made finals,
we would have done some damage.
I think a few sides would have been a bit jittery.
So we finished 9th, did we?
We did finish 9th.
Okay.
But as Fly said, we don't. We need some levity around here. We need to lift it up a bit.
You've got to have a joke.
Yeah. But as Fly said in his review during the week that. If we didn't go through, you can go ifs and buts and could'ves and would'ves and should'ves, but if we didn't go through those tough times early in the year, we probably wouldn't have won 6 in the trot.
No, that's
to be
in that
position, and it's not just a it's not the end of our journey. Absolutely.
Can I ask you, give us your 2 players of the year in the VFL?
I think Adam Markon, you can't go past his consistency, and I've liked the work of Jacob Ballard as well.
Okay. All right. Can I ask you too about Corey Ellis? How was his finish to the season?
He was extremely
Sorry,
good.
JB.
He was extremely good on the weekend, Tone. It feels like an eternity ago now we're doing a Thursday podcast.
Yes.
His class was a high standard at VFL level. Against Sandringham, he took a bit of the time to get into the game, but his last quarter was very good. But on the weekend, in the dry conditions, the sun was out, and he was absolutely outstanding.
Looking towards next year, ruck department.
Big Soldo.
Soldo was very good. He had a very good end of the year too, Soldo.
Did I read that he blind turned
himself?
Fresh air.
He blind turned himself.
Blind turned himself.
That's a very. Did you ever do that?
Sold himself a bit of candy.
Soldo himself some candy.
The funny moment was the moment before that. He was in a paddock of space, and he looked around. He went to go for the mark and looked around, and he's gone, holy shit, I'm out.
No, but that's what happens when you're a big bloke and you find yourself in space. It doesn't happen very often.
So he's taken the mark, and he absolutely he slammed it in the post, unfortunately, but he kicked the goal moments after.
No VFL report would be complete without me asking you about... Hey?
Who?
I'll get you, Butler. How did he go? How did he finish up? Because he was about the only player on the list, I think, apart from Chris Yarra, that actually didn't get a senior game this season.
3 second-half goals were very, very good, and he teamed well with another small forward, Jake Arts, who are they're lookalikes. They wear same colour boots and same style and same nuggety body build, and he was good, He was built on his performances of the weeks prior.
Yep, very good.
Manfred, you've been outstanding this year.
A breath of fresh air.
We have really appreciated your VFL reports.
I've thank all you boys, especially you, Richo. Just stitching me up nearly every week.
No, not every week. You stitched
yourself
up at Mad Monday, I heard too.
I did not. Where did you get this info from?
You're a little bit rusty today, I reckon. Still,
a bit
4
rusty.
days later.
There's nearly stick a fork in me, and I'm done during the week.
No, mate, we're serious.
We really have appreciated it. It's been terrific.
And I know the TT listeners did as well.
We hope to catch up with you on the show again.
Thank you very much, boys.
Well, Tone, if you have a deposit of $5,000 and you can save $15 a day, Caden can kickstart you into your own 1-bedroom apartment. You can move out of home, mate.
Oh, I'm interested.
It's not just any apartment either. It's one with its own pool, gym and rooftop cinema. It's a place to call your own, just 6 k's from the CBD, just up the road, with excellent transport options, great coffee and a new lifestyle. Kickstart all this with a call or visit Caden Displays in Abbotsford and Moonee Ponds. Get down there, Tone.
I will be getting down there. Don't worry about that.
Okay, conditions apply. So go online to cadenkickstart.com.au for all the details.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, actually, I'm not mad.
No, I think you need to come clean on something, though.
A few TT listeners might be mad with me. All year we've been talking about John Patton on this show. Now, it started...
You mainly.
And you may wonder why.
Go as far as
early in the season, I watched him play a game, and I thought he was starting to come of age as a player.
To show a bit.
Yeah, and so I threw a throwaway line on this program.
And you knew how hard he was working off field as well.
Yeah, I just knew that they were happy with him at GWS. Wayne had told me, and Leon
the work he was putting in.
Yeah, he's putting in a lot of work, a lot of extra sessions. The Duke Big General. And anyway, I got a tweet. I got a tweet from someone that week saying that, are we going to get General Patton? Right. And I thought, why don't we just go along with this all year that we're going to get him? Now I feel bad because he's playing career best footy.
Yep.
And we're not looking at him.
Oh, I'm not sure they'll be getting rid of him.
And they're not going to get rid of him.
Oh, he's probably their best key forward as we speak.
It was an in-house joke all year about Jan.
It's got a bit out of hand.
And I'm sorry. And I'm just explaining it to our listeners that we were never getting Johnny Patton. It was a bit of a joke. It was stupid of me because I encouraged tweets to come in, and I apologise.
Do we claim then for his form turnaround that it's due to us?
Well, I'm starting to think we should claim his form turnaround.
Because he's in ripping form.
Yeah, he's in DiCaprio-like form. He's the king of the world inside that Ford 50 at the moment.
He's the wolf.
So, yeah, I apologise, and I'm genuine there. A few supporters thought we might have been looking at him. I'm just watching the screen there now. Rachel's doing some edits on him. Maybe he is coming.
Well, he might be coming. Maybe he is.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, so I apologise.
All right,
Sorry about that. Better do some votes for the last game.
Do we have to?
Yes.
I almost thought we should have not had any votes for the last round. It was the hardest thing of all time to come up with votes for the last round.
Hard.
Anyway, do you want me to kick it off?
May as well.
All right. I gave 3 to Dusty because at least he just worked hard and still got over 30 touches, which I think he did like about 14 times during the season. I think 10 of the last 11 games he played, he got more than 30 touches, which is very impressive. I gave 2 to Trent Cotchin. Thought he tried hard too, and he just, at least in the last quarter, he finished off with 3 goals. So worked hard. And I gave 1 to Taylor Hunt, who also tried hard and got racked up nearly 30 touches as well. So it was very difficult, though.
Well, I gave 3 to Dusty Martin. Finished off his year and should be rewarded, hopefully, tonight and on next Thursday night. 2 to...
you know.
No, I don't.
Okay.
2 to Taylor Hunt, who had a great game, and Koch, you spoke about him. Koch was pretty solid, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, not too dissimilar to me. I actually gave 3 to Koch. It was a stretch for that, but yeah, the 3 goals in the last quarter I thought were good, and they targeted him a bit, Sydney. 2 I gave to Martin for all the reasons mentioned before, and 1 I gave to Taylor Hunt as well. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, that's it.
So do you think we read out the leaderboard?
Can he be called?
Well, it's not the leaderboard.
Oh, no. Well, we knew who won. Dusty won with 111 votes.
Oh, well done. I think we need a round of applause. What does he get again?
He just gets
our acknowledgement.
No, I might shout him a feed down at the Hotel Brighton in summer. He deserves it. Come along, boys.
Yeah, we might.
63, Rancy second. Koch third, 62. Jack 31. And Anthony Miles was 5th with 22. Griggy was 6th with 20. So I reckon that's probably just about right if you go to the Jack Dye medal.
Fair enough, too.
I apologise again for leading our listeners on with the John Patton stuff.
Oh, dear, oh dear. They'll be shattered now. They'll be shattered. Anyway, this, of course, has been a wonderful segment for the last 2 years, the Yellow and Black Book specials, and JB has bought into it, not very well. Of course, about a concussion.
JB didn't get it all year.
No, he hasn't. I think you need to spend the pre-season working on your Yellow and Black Book specials. That's your job for the pre-season, to work on that, to grasp the concept and work through it anyway.
Okay.
So do you want to go with who you finished up with last week?
Okay, well,
who are you going with?
Well, last week I went for Jack to get 3 goals to get 50.
Couldn't even manage that.
He got 1 goal too, unfortunately, and missed out on the 50 goal mark for the year.
2009, he hasn't kicked.
That's disappointing.
50 goals.
So we're doing one for.
Well, we might as well have it. Yeah, just something for the off season.
Just something that you think might happen. Yeah,
that's likely to happen.
Well, after speaking to our VFL correspondent Manfred before and hearing about his work at Mad Monday, which I unfortunately wasn't at, I reckon at the Jack Dye medal next Thursday night, he's going to be
best on ground
in the top 3.
Is that right?
Yep. Definite top 3.
Can I just say, well done to Manfred All. I know we pumped him up before,
but
he's done a lot of work behind the scenes.
He has actually, and some serious stuff behind the scenes as well.
He has. So he deserves to have a good night at the BNF, and we're very serious.
I think he will.
He will.
And there's a bit of form there at that night, isn't there?
He's got a bit to live up to, but I think he can go even further.
Take it to another level.
Good.
That's a stretch.
What are you doing, Tom?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Well, can I just mention last week that, and again, I blame the selectors for this, and I don't want to be negative or anything.
You can't blame the selectors.
Well, I am, because I had Anthony Miles. Now, they should listen, right? When we do the show on a Tuesday, listen, and accordingly, he should have been promoted.
Right.
And he would have been come in handy, surely, with getting a few touches and clearances. Anyway, so it's not really my fault.
So you got that one wrong.
Okay. My one for the off-season, this will be Richmond's most active trade week ever. Ever.
Wow.
Massive
Watch
trade
this space,
week.
you reckon?
Watch this space.
Okay, we will, Tone. We'll definitely watch it. Okay, I missed this one too.
Yeah.
I said that Rance would hold Franklin to 2 goals or less.
Yeah, that was in the first quarter.
So, I thought Rancy played okay.
He did.
I mean, they had
Still
80
touches.
How many inside 50s? 80 or something?
180. I don't know.
So, yeah, they had a lot of inside 50s.
They did.
My pre-season prediction is that Jack Revolt will stay at Richmond. And I have no idea, but that is just my prediction.
He's contracted.
I know.
And he's denied twice that he wants to go.
I know.
So you've really gone out on a limb here, haven't you?
No, I'm just sick
Wow.
Well, okay, I'm sick of everyone saying
Okay. Well, that should have been your rant then.
And you know why?
And you could have left Johnny Patton till here.
Because he nearly kicked 50 goals again for the 7th straight year, and that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
So you don't lose forwards like that.
Okay.
All right.
No, I like it.
Have you checked these with the sponsor?
No, and you know the sort of mood I'm in. You know the sort of mood I'm in.
It's mischievous.
I'm in a very mischievous mood at the minute.
Well, please just...
All right.
Just be
I'm not
careful.
sure we'll go any gags officers. No, we still might. Anyway, I saw a sports car the other day being driven by a scantily clad sheep.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a Lamborghini.
Oh, jeez.
Speaking of sheep,
Yeah.
Do you know the famous late soul singer Marvin Gaye?
Yeah, yeah.
He used to keep a sheep in his vineyard.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, he heard it through the grapevine.
Good song. Very good song.
What's the difference between in-laws and outlaws?
What?
Outlaws are wanted. Not sure I can go with that one now. My ultra-sensitive toothpaste gets really jealous when I use other toothpastes.
What?
Well, because it's ultra-sensitive toothpaste. Because it gets really jealous, you see. It's ultra-sensitive.
So there's no punchline.
That's it.
Yeah, good.
It's ultra-sensitive toothpaste, so it gets very jealous when I use other toothpaste. Self-explanatory, I would have thought. Where do you find giant snails?
Oh, I don't know.
On the end of giants' fingers. Did you hear about the cat, could have been Kev, who ate some cheese?
Oh, he didn't mind cheese, Kevin.
Really? Yeah. It waited for the mouse with bated breath.
Oh.
And finally, did you hear about the skunk that fell in the river?
No.
It stank to the bottom.
Hey, just on, Kev.
Yeah, how is he?
He had a bit of barramundi for dinner.
Barramundi? Yeah?
He eats well, Kevy.
Oh, jeez.
Did he have chicken fillets and barramundi?
Wow.
Hey,
Did you prepare that for him?
We do.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
we do.
Yeah, well, he doesn't go to the fish shop, I suppose.
Yeah.
He order it himself.
Hey, thanks, Tone, for everything this year.
Matty, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
It's been a
JB.
pleasure.
Thanks,
JB.
But more importantly, thank Scones behind the scenes.
What a wonderful job.
Puts it all together, and for Rachel and Matt for listening to our rubbish in this studio each week. But more importantly, and most importantly, thank
our listener.
Yeah. Thanks to all of our listener. We appreciate it.
And we'll be back in the off-season.
No, thank you very much. We mean that sincerely. And have a nice summer.